Okay, let me fix the cam. Maybe this way a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. What's up? We're gonna start painting. Let's get to it. Stream time. We'll have my homie Mike back in the chat in a second. He's killing it in Apex Legends right now, trying out the new stuff. I got questions when he comes back. But in the meantime, let's turn on the tool timeline. Let's get that going. If it's ever going to open, which probably is not happening, I guess. Maybe not. All right. Tell no one. And, oh, come on. Why isn't it going to turn on? Come on. Just do me the solid. Do me the solid. All right. I guess it's not turning on. So I guess it wasn't meant to be. So it happens. All right. I just wanted to like paint and chill and just hang out for like an hour. So we're trying this new thing right now where we're gonna like, we're gonna paint. We're gonna like change our time to like 5:30, possibly 6. We'll kind of just see how it goes, and then we'll just kind of go from there. Yeah. So that's the current vibe, and we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna exit out of I think completely because Photoshop's being weird right now. I think because I'm in Bridge. Remind me later. I don't want that. I think that's what it is. I think Bridge is being weird. Okay, let's try it again. Let's see what's up. So, we're trying a little bit. We're just trying a little bit just earlier, just to kind of because sometimes when you do it at 8, like I'm already kind of mentally tired for the day. So I'm trying to do it in a way where like I'm already still kind of like going, you know. So that's the reason why we're gonna do it earlier, and we're gonna see how it goes. So no guarantees if it's gonna be like if it's gonna be this the whole time or it's gonna be permanent, but we're gonna check it out. So, anyways, what we've been working on obviously is we've been doing these paintings right here, and they've been kind of cool. We've been having some fun with some of these. I probably need to work on a few of these, but I want to do maybe at least one color painting just for the sake of argument. I thought that would be kind of cool. And yeah, that's what I want to do. I kind of wanted to work on color. I was watching 5 centimeters per second, and it was kind of just giving me some nostalgic vibes just now. So I was like, why not? Why not let it fly? So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So that just means that we have to make this like a bluer color. We're just going to mess around with some color. And by mess around, it's me fumbling over and over and over again. Okay, so we can get a little bit lighter here.
All right.
Did you win? Please tell me you won.
Yes, we won.
You won. Okay. And you were just doing the 3, just the regular 3v3?
Bow check. Yeah, 3v3 arenas using the bow check. I got 3,300 damage.
Damn. Okay. I'm gonna have to then. I mean, if you can hit your, I mean, it's a skill weapon, right? If you can hit your shots,
yeah.
then.
Although you can't upgrade your armor with damage, I wish you could.
No, because it makes sense. Because if you that means you would just choose long range weapons. That's what I would do. Then I would just choose long range weapons and then just keep poking at you until I get my armor up. Versus like I have to actually like kill you and down you. You know.
No, that's very good.
So.
I'm gonna pull up your stream.
Because like normally that's what I'll do is like I'll get like a G7 or like a Hemi or something, and then I'll just keep poking at someone, just getting my armor up. And that's why like whenever you get into the later rounds, you don't want to concede damage because then you're just giving someone a red shield. So it's like only fire if you know you can kind of take them out. So I get why they would do that, but it could possibly change. Now, if you got a kill, then I would say that would be okay. Like if you actually like down someone, like I'd be okay with that being like, oh, okay, then you can get your shield up. But I don't know.
Not well. I only mention it because it feels like I'm getting all this damage for nothing. Like there's no reward for it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a kill confirmed, you know? Like kill confirmed is the same thing, right? You could be sitting there sniping and killing people, but it won't matter until you actually go get the tag, you know?
Yeah.
So it forces you to kind of like, you can't just kind of sit there and just kind of just pick at people from far away, which is what normally you would do in a BR. But because this is kind of you know, pushing you to do it, pushing you to go in, I think that's probably the reason why. Chris Jorgenius or Chris Georginus, I don't know how to say it, but anyways, Keyframer, what's going on, dude? How's it going?
So I'm Chris.
I don't know how to say his name, but it's from Boston. It's got some dope work, some dope like graphic designs, a lot of cool stuff on his portfolio. So what's going on, bro? Welcome to the stream. We in here. Alright, I'm gonna put something in front of it. Georginus, close enough. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'm bad with names. Normally, I'm pretty good. What's good? What's good in Boston? No. Let's do this color. Oh, come on.
What are you working on?
I'm just doing. So I'm just working on those things that we were working on before. Those.
Oh yeah, the thumbnails.
Yeah. So I worked on some of them yesterday, and then I was like, oh, I should. De nada tío. I was working on it yesterday, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I should keep on going with it. So I was like, I just need to finish it up or something. So this one I was like, oh, you know what? Like I should do color. So that's what that's my vibe right now. So I'm like, let's just like have fun with color here. I was watching 5 centimeters per second, and that's where I was like, yo, I miss painting clouds, because clearly I don't do that enough. So.
Is that a movie?
You never seen 5 centimeters per second?
Nope.
Bruh.
There's a lot of movies I haven't seen. We've been doing movie nights at Sweaty Penners.
I mean, it's only like an hour and a half, so like, you should. It's not even like I think it's like an hour and like 20 minutes. It's like it's really short, and it's an anime, and you can watch it on YouTube for free. Like it has the whole thing for free.
Oh really?
But
okay.
like the only one that's on YouTube is the dub though, so you just gotta be wary of that. As long as you're okay with the dub, then as long as you're okay with the original, whatever. Because some people want to watch the dub version, you know. So as long as you're okay with that, which I prefer the dub version. I prefer the real version anyway, the original version. But yeah, it's really good. Let's see. Javudu, what's up, dude? I don't hear music coming over, but see it post. Hold on. Let me a second. Okay, there's music. Wait, he said, I don't hear music coming over, but see it post. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Change to my DJ name. Okay, cool. All right, everyone seems to hear me. Okay, we're good. All good. Love the sense of scale, man. Boston is all right. Things opening up. All right, that's good. Alabanza. Nice. It's good to hear. Shiragi, what's good? Music's real low. Yeah, I try not to keep it too high, but I can put it up a little bit though. It's just
It's for the dead air.
yeah, it's for the better, trust me, because then when it's like when it starts playing some crazy techno shit, then you're gonna be like, what the turn that shit down. um did you miss that's it's Fonz. Oh, Fonz is in here. Did you miss the I am Fonz part? Dude, that could be any Fonz. There's a lot of Fonz in the world, Fonz. But if it's Puma Fonz, then yes. What's up, bro? How's it going? It's party Fonz.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Fonz in the in the world today. A lot of often imitated, but never duplicated. All right. Anyways, let's Ooh, I like this color right now. I'm gonna roll with this.
It's that Black Panther palette.
Party Fonz, yes, that's what I've always wanted to be called. I mean, we gotta stay in our lanes sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all got lanes. I'm in my cloud lane right now and I'm chilling. So, sometimes you gotta do it. Alright, I want to throw a little bit of a lighter value in here. Okay, I'm cool with that. Now the question is, how much do I adhere to... Oh, you know what? I guess I could do this. It's like, I want to paint clouds, but I want to use the perspective a lot more in here. And okay, yeah, it's making more sense now. And let's bring this down. And let's bring that up. There's definitely some little values I want to be throwing in here. Let's go. Rubel, what's good? Way more active in the chat, you know? Like, fine. I mean, and maybe 5:30 is the spot, is the place to be. Maybe that's where the party is, you know. Maybe that's where it's popping.
Maybe.
Maybe. You come at 8:30. Everyone's winding down. They're like, don't talk to me.
They're watching in bed.
Yeah, they're watching in bed. They're not trying to. I get it. So maybe 5:30 is popping. Maybe people haven't got their food yet. They haven't got the itis. So
yeah, no itis.
I'm wondering if that's the time. I'm wondering if that is the time. So, how goes all the port stuff?
Good.
That's good.
I applied for 2 jobs this weekend. So
okay.
See how that goes. Waiting, obviously, to hear back. I'm not, from what I understand, if you hear back, it could be to tell you they want an interview, or that they found somebody else or whatever, or you probably won't hear back at all.
Yeah, normally they don't. People don't tend to want to prolong the conversation any more than they have to, especially if there's not the possibility that it's gonna like work out, you know. So a lot of times they kind of just they'll, you know, like a hot girl, you know, if they want you, if she wants you, she'll let you know. She'll send you that heart emoji.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna wait around for it. I'm gonna
100%.
Obviously, I need to keep working on portfolio pieces, keep an eye out for other opportunities.
Yeah, that's why you do multiple. It's definitely a numbers game, unfortunately. So you just keep playing the game until one kind of bites. You know, sometimes there's those times where, you know, someone's like really busy or they're like, oh, you know, I'm gonna reply to this cat and get back to him. But yeah, normally, you know how it is. Like, if you want someone to, like, you know, get a hold of them, you'll do it. I mean, I can't think of a time where, like, I'm like, I was like kind of hire like an artist, you know, and I'm like, yo, like I'm hitting them up. I'm like, yo, like don't go anywhere. Like I want you to come. I'm not like, oh, I'll do it later, you know. And so normally when a team wants you or something like that, they're telling you to either wait or they're telling you to, like, you know, they're like, hey, we got to figure these things out, you know, but please don't go anywhere. Like, they'll let you know. So did this just crash? Oh shit. Oh, my bad. I got a little bit triggered there. Rubel says, you are the master of shapes and composition. You're too kind. You are too kind. I would argue that. I would argue not, but I'll take it. We take those compliments all day. So yeah, much appreciative. Yeah, shout out to everyone that's coming through today. I'm just trying to paint something with color is what I wanted to do today.
And vibe with the chat.
Yeah, and vibe with the chat. That's the most important thing here, is get a chat vibe. So we're trying a little bit like earlier, obviously. That's kind of, if you guys heard me before, I'm like, yo, we're on at like 8 p.m. But granted, sometimes my energy levels aren't quite there yet, and it's a little bit hard. Fonz is asking who I'm in the chat with. I'm in the Behance chat, my guy. So if you go to Behance, that's where we are at, because that's where I get sponsored. So shout outs to Behance for the sponsored streams as usual. Much appreciative. Yeah, y'all the best. And yeah, hopefully we'll find a time. I'm already getting like positive type vibes, you know? Like I'm already kind of feeling it. And I'm like, you know what? I think this might be a winner.
Yeah, good time of day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a giant cloud that you're painting right now?
I think so.
That's like dipping into the light?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure.
Because at first I swore I was getting mountain vibes, and then you started talking about clouds, and now it's like a little more cloudy, a little more.
Yeah, yeah, no clue. It's like definitely chunky. It's a chunky one. It's a chunky guy. But if anything, it's probably gonna be clouds. But right now I'm just trying to figure out how I want to just break down some of these shapes. That will, like, just the overall value wise is something that I'm trying to figure out.
Rubel's asking how you got sponsored.
Rubel's asking how I got sponsored. Yeah, they just contacted me. They just said, hey, like, you know, we like your work, and you know, we've seen your streams before. You know, would you consider just doing it for us? You know, a couple times a week. And I said, like, sure, why not? So it kind of just happened just like that, and next thing you know, I'm here twice a week trying to, you know, provide content for you guys to kind of just kind of vibe to, you know. So yeah, it was pretty lucky for the most part. It was pretty much just like a random thing that kind of happened, and ended up working out. So It be like that sometimes. But yeah, shout outs to them for being, you know, patient and allowing me to kind of build an audience and do my thing. But yeah, who knows how long we'll be here. I mean, they've been offering me, I mean, I've been doing it for a while now, so that's kind of like the nice part is we've been with them since probably I want to say September almost. So it's almost gonna be a year, dude, actually.
Oh, that's a long time.
Wow, that's freaking crazy. Because I'm pretty sure I started in like September or August or something. I'm almost positive. Who knows? That's how, dude, pandemics really is kind of making your sense of time just freaking goes out the window, you know?
Yeah.
It's like those people in the cave.
Oh, I heard about that story, yeah.
Yeah. That they were like, how much time did you think passed? And they're like, a few days. And they're like, actually not really. Their days were a lot longer, I remember, right? That was the finding.
Yeah, I think they operated on like 30-something hour days.
Yeah.
On average.
Which is kind of crazy. That's really weird. There's a name for it, right? When your sense of time is like all messed up.
What would that name be? It's not insomnia.
Yeah, I forget the name for it when like
Sure.
when you don't know, like when your perception of time is like messed up. There's like I think it's like a term for it. I forget the name, but whatever. But yeah, very very cool. Yeah, very very long time, and it's like really weird how much time has passed. Or maybe it could be a cloud. Ruba said, that's cool. I've been a fan of your work for a while now. Oh, dude. Thank you, dude. That's awesome. You are too kind. Alright, I should get the shape first before I even do anything. Or actually, you know what? Let's erase all that. You know what? Let's keep it. Because I like the colors actually that are happening here. So let's do this. Alright, I'm gonna keep it. But I'm just gonna make it smaller over here. I like the color palette. But
You're gonna make it a cloud?
yeah, I'm gonna make it a cloud, but I just need to like get the perspective down first, like of the clouds, and then we'll go from there. See, now Fonz is in the right one. He says party equilibrium. Yeah, see, now Fonz is in the right. He's in the Behance now. So now he stayed chilling.
No, now he's with the homies.
Yeah, now you're with the homies, you know?
Hope you went well, Fonz.
Yeah, Fonz is in Philly. I talked to him the other day, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I passed by one of our old clubbing spots, and I called him, and I was like, yo, I passed by one of our old clubbing spots. Just wanted you to know. And then he's chilling. I think so. He can't travel because of like COVID or whatever. But I think he's probably gonna be soon. I mean, now that things are kind of winding down, it would seem like. But you know, actually no, because I think the UK just ordered some bans on like India. So they weren't having it. Someday. It's weird. I've been getting like those like, you know, wedding invitations, you know, now. Like everyone's like, let's all get married at the same freaking time now that like things are opening up. I'm like, y'all, can y'all calm down?
Oh, I see. Like they've been waiting.
Yeah. So it's like I have like a bunch of like wedding invites, and I'm like, so it's kind of weird. I mean, it just really depends on like how much I trust them. Cause some of them, like, I can tell, like, their families probably don't social distance, nor do they really even believe in it, you know? So then I'm like, are y'all gonna have like crazy parties? Because like I'm not trying to, do that. But nor do I want to be a dick about it, So I gotta.
I mean, you're vaxxed up now, so
True,
then,
but
it's not a big a deal.
Yeah, but even then, like, there's still the possibility you can. I mean, like, it probably won't affect you, but then you don't want to mess around with variants and whatever. Like, even though I'm still vaxxed, like, I'm still gonna be like wearing masks and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm not taking no chances. At least until we're like getting that like herd immunity, which probably will never freaking happen apparently. I'm talking to my wife. So yeah, I just want to make sure I'm just careful. Like it's very easy to let your guard down and be like, yo, I'm gonna like wipe sweat all on my face from other men. Like what? Why would you do that? I'm invincible. Like as soon as you think you're invincible, that's when you get clapped. So, not trying to be that person for sure. Every time Return of the Mac comes, I call you. That's very true. Anytime Return of the Mac comes on, Fonz gives me a call. That's my jam. That is vibes for sure. Ooh. You know what? I'm just gonna put it on one layer again and just paint it up. F it. I need to get some more reference of like 5 centimeters per second, which apparently my boy my homie Michael needs to watch.
Yeah,
because he's been living under a rock.
I get it. Watch it with me.
Just type it in, dude. Just type in that word and then look at the art.
I got it.
Oh, you saw it?
No, I got the YouTube link.
Oh, you did. Nice.
Yeah, but it looks like it is subbed. So, I couldn't find the dub version you're talking about.
No, it's sub. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, the dub may be easier, but I still like the subtitles personally.
Oh yeah, I usually watch anime subs.
Yeah.
It's just for a watch party. Like it is nice to have English, so people could look away and get work done.
Exactly. That's why I was like, you may want to like see if they have it, but I don't know. Where it's at though.
Get my hands on that.
But yeah, you can already see the backgrounds in that shit.
Oh yeah. Looks like good production quality.
Yeah, the story is really sad, but then like, but still though, like, it's really, really. The director is Makoto Shinkai, and he's one of those directors. He's kind of like an emo director, where he kind of like takes all like his childhood like love stuff that he went through, and like puts it into films, you know. And yeah, so but he said something really, really interesting about environments, about why the environments are like so like crazy like rendered, you know. And I guess to him, like the environments are definitely like points in his life that he can remember. And he says like environments are like really, or can be really tied to memory and nostalgia. So he spends a lot of time with the environments and creating like worlds that can like are really immersive scenes. So that's why like every shot is like a painting. And that's why I really like it. It's like really, really nice. And I always admire that about his work. Even though his stuff is like hella emo, it's still like really solid work. And there's an art book too, and the art book is like so good, dude. And I have it somewhere, I think, in my room. and he has a bunch of movies, and they're all exactly like that. They're all like the same kind of quality.
Do you
But yeah,
know if this
he was the
person
one that
did,
got me into stuff. What's up?
what did I watch? I watched a movie that was in theaters that had crazy good backgrounds.
It's probably Your Name.
Was it Your Name?
Probably.
I think
'Cause
it was.
that's him. That's Makoto Shinkai. It's the same guy.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's the one I saw.
Yeah. So this one is like the original, like one of his very first ones that like really like brought people to his work, in my opinion. And yeah, super emo, whatever, but like really, 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 really good. It's like total like K-pop Korean drama vibes. Like
I watched, what did I just watch? Last week, not this last weekend, but the one before, I went and saw the Demon Slayer movie. And I saw Mortal Kombat. And then this last weekend, we watched the first Fast and Furious, and then I think Chinese movie called Hero.
oh yeah. Hero's good. The first Fast and Furious takes place in Garden Grove, ironically. I used to that little area where they're walking after their cars get blown up by the Asian dudes.
Oh yeah.
That little palace, it's in Garden Grove. I used to go there.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's in Garden Grove. Yeah, there's actually a really good like dim sum place there. So it's pretty funny every time I see it. I'm like, they make it seem like they're in the hood, and I'm like, dude, you're in Garden Grove. Like that's like like nothing happens there. And there are no like Asian bike gangs in Garden Grove. Like relax, it's pretty funny.
Relax.
But they use it as like this backdrop. It's pretty where they filmed it. But yeah, cause so my ex-girlfriend used to live like right by there, and so we used to go to that spot to get food.
Yeah, my friends heard surprising, but I haven't seen Fast and Furious, so they're like, all right, we're doing a watch party.
Oh yeah, first ones are good.
We're gonna start knocking out the movies.
Yeah, first ones are good because it's about racing, like it's about cars, like. But then it just got way out of hand super fast.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to get ridiculous, and that they're eventually going to turn into action stars. I know they're going to the moon or something now. In the new one.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you on those ones, man. It's like I'm just like, what? Really? Is that
Well,
what
I mean, when's the last time you watched the first one?
not too long ago, probably this year. I mean, I watched them when they're on TV, so.
Because watching that first one, like they had some pretty actiony set pieces throughout the film that, like, to me is like, okay, well then the direction it ends up going in isn't going to be too far off. They kind of did establish them as like doing action stuff.
I mean, yeah, but it's all like car based. Like these ones are kind of like super like all over the place. Like they're all within reason, right? Like they're trying to like rob these trucks that are going from like NorCal to SoCal, kind of It's, there's a little believability to what's going on, right? And it's like this crew, like they haven't got like the CIA involved yet, like you know what I mean, like all like you know what I mean. It's like it's still racing at the end of the day.
Yeah, it becomes more bombastic.
Yeah, like once you start watching the other ones, you're like, okay, what is going on? Like, why are these now like secret agents like are now like tasked with like the like CIA operatives now taking down like military like criminals and shit? Like, what's going on?
I mean, I have to assume there's some level of a natural progression because we know right now, or at least I know, that Vin Diesel's, I don't know their names, Vin Diesel's character
Dom
is like Dom. Okay, he's just like a well-intentioned criminal, and then the Paul Walker. Is that his name? Yeah, he was a cop, and like that's kind of it. Mm-hmm. And so if there's some love, I mean, he ran away to looks like Mexico at the end of the film, so maybe they get back together and like do some more racing shenanigans for a couple films, and then eventually they're like, hey, you guys are kind of like really talented at whatever we need for this CIA stuff. Want a job? And then you start in that direction.
Kind
Is
of.
that like how that goes, or?
Kind of, yeah. But what they have them doing is just like, I'm like, bro, what? Like, that's silly. Like, no one in their right mind. Like, it's like you're not the fucking transporter. Like, relax. Like, you race some cars. Like, you're not Jason Statham, who actually ends up being in the movie.
I mean, it might
later.
as well be that. That's the movie. Like that.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know, I feel like
a good one is Tokyo Drift. Tokyo Drift is like pretty
Everyone
good.
keeps telling me about that one. I think that's third or fourth. So we'll get to it.
Yeah, it sucks they never really like brought those guys back. Like they never really like incorporated his character in there, because that would have been kind of cool. But yeah, Tokyo Drift is like dope, because then it's like that whole scene of like drifting and stuff and whatnot. And it's total like Initial D vibes. If you ever play Initial D, that's like the game to play.
I only know about the anime Initial D.
Yeah, so it's like that. You get that kind of vibe, like racing down a hill and stuff and whatnot. So yeah, that movie's pretty good. But then yeah, like once The Rock gets in there, I'm just kind of like, bro, like what are we doing? And not that it's not a bad thing, because The Rock is awesome, but then like that's when it starts getting like kind of crazy with like some of their like racing stunts.
Well, now they embracing the direction they're going into the action.
Yeah, I mean it works. Don't get me wrong, it works like because it's just so stupid that it's like hilarious. It's like hilariously awesome. So like you kind of have to keep upping the ante, but then eventually it gets to this point where you're just like you're like all right, like this, like what? But I mean I'll still watch them because they're just so hilarious. Like they're just so like they're so terrible, but like still good. They're entertaining. It's like watching WWE at that point, you know?
Yeah, or well, my expectation, I should say, is that like don't take the movie seriously. You're just here to have fun, just like when I watched Godzilla vs Kong. Because
yeah,
you're not extrapolating anything deep from it. You're just like, I'm here to have a good time, and at least if they do that, then I'm here. You know, I'm here for it. Whereas Mortal Kombat, I went in with that same expectation, but I was not a Mortal Kombat fan to begin with. Like, I don't really care for the. Yeah, I don't really care for it. I always to be quick on it. Since a kid, I even thought it was just violence for the sake of violence.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like they were just better fighting games.
Oh yeah, terrible fighting game, but it's still like a fun movie though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it exists and stuff. Like that's cool, but it's just I don't get excited about playing Mortal Kombat or about anything related to the IP. But I checked out the movie, and I think my take is like the same with a lot of people. Well, first of all, have you seen the film?
I saw the first like part of it, and then I was gonna watch it, but then I don't know what I was doing. I think I stopped for whatever reason. We were gonna watch it, and then
maybe you got bored.
No, it wasn't that. We like something came up, and then we. I think I had to go somewhere, and then we stopped watching it. But we've been meaning to kind of finish it up. But we watched like that first 10 minutes of it. The sequence, yeah. So that's when we were like, I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. And
okay, I won't spoil then. Also,
but I've already kind of heard everything, so it's just kind of like I'm like whatever. But yeah, like it looks cool. Like I'm like, yo, that looks dope. To me, as long as like the fight scenes are like manageable, then I'm like, all right, cool. And it's cool, like their take of like how they kind of break into some of the storylines, because some of the storylines, for all intents and purposes, like you don't really know them that well. When you're kind of like when you're playing the game, they're not as like well known as like Street Fighter kind of stuff. So it's kind of cool to hear that they kind of like they're like breaking into that a little bit more. like they're really gonna try to get that going. Oh dang, can't expect to see some champ of the round, but I see art. A very welcome pleasant surprise. Yeah, sorry, I can't. So I have to figure this out. So on Twitch, I can't change when I stream. It says on Twitch you gotta put a game in, and you can't put like digital painting. So I don't know what to do about that.
You can put art.
No, you can't. Like,
or creative. I think it's called creative is the category.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Let me double check.
So normally it says like,
we
what
have a
game are you
category.
playing? And I'm like Apex, but I'm not. I wish I was, but I mean, don't get like I play Apex. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, so like it wasn't letting me put it on that when I was doing the Streamlabs, so I had to kind of just like put Apex. But if it makes you feel any better, I did work on an Apex cinematic, and I technically work for EA now. So, yeah. So there you go. Yeah, I'm not on the Apex team, nor would I want to be. But like, you know, should that ever change, I'm sure I have like somewhat of an in.
All right, I found it. Yeah, it's called art. They just call it art.
Oh, so but I typed that in, it didn't show up. Like it didn't work. Like it legit didn't work, and I was like, bruh,
That's pretty
it's
weird.
killing me.
Yeah, I'll screenshot it and put it in the chat.
Okay, so yeah, Off Rico said I did see some of the concept art on your Twitter. See, yeah. I just really wanted them to take one of my paintings and make it a loading screen, dude. That's all I want. That's all I want. And I'm like, guys. So now that I work for them, I'm like, can you guys like get your mind right and make one of my paintings that I did a loading screen? That's all I really want. But I'm excited to play some of the new season and try out the 3v3.
It's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
I was enjoying it.
Yeah. And I can't wait to get my hands on Valkyrie and do some nonsense. Though I assume people that I play with, because they're all sweaty, like they're gonna pick it, and then I have to just always be freaking lifeline all the time. Like I was playing yesterday, and I was just like, man, like I'm always like the uncle of the team, like the mom, because everyone's running in, like they're all trying to do like 20 bombs, which is fine. Like I get it, you're trying to do your 20 bomb, and then they get downed, and then I have to go in and save them, and then like I can't push because I have to make sure they get up. And then I'm just like constantly just behind people, just picking them back up, and then just trying to like save everybody, because no one's playing strategically. Everyone's trying to just make clips, highlight reels. And I'm like, I guess I gotta like sit here and like be the reasonable one as I'm playing. So I'm always like the reasonable player. I can't do anything crazy, because if I go down first and I'm the healer, they're like, dude, why'd you go down? And I'm like, man, because like you're going down. Like, how come I can't go down? So I just have like a Hemlock and a Spitfire. I'm just putting down suppressive fire and just calling stuff out.
Dude, wait, if you play with me, don't play Lifeline, because I don't care. Just have fun, man. Let's run at him.
I mean, I've always been that kind of player though, like the tactical player. Like I can go off sometimes if I'm like really like sweating it out, but for the most part, I'm just kind of like chilling, just like, all right, like I'll call some. I'm like pretty much the definition of a support player. Like I'll just support you. Like I'll get the Hemi. I'll chill. I might be. I'll win my 1v1 battles for the most part, but I'm just gonna be chilling.
I'm just saying, in that case, then it's completely up to you, because I have no expectations. I play with, people that don't necessarily know what they're doing that much, so
Yeah.
I don't expect anything. I'm just there to have fun.
Yeah, because I've been playing with like some guys like Pulse and them, like they're all like really good, and so they definitely try to go for like those TTV moments where they're just trying to like go ham and like have some crazy clips, and my job is to make sure that happens, which is fine. I'm just happy to be a part of the team and just chill. But then again, like if I play Warzone, then it's like the opposite. Then I'm that guy where I'm going in and I'm like, you need to come res me right now. And they're
Stop what
like,
you're doing. I don't care if he's one shot.
yeah, I don't care what you're
That's fine.
doing. Come get me and buy me back immediately. Like, we don't have time for this nonsense. Like, I'm the best player on the team. Buy me back.
Best player on the team.
but then yeah, if it's Apex, because it's like a lot harder, I'm not the best player.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, yo, I'll just res you. So you know, I know my lanes depending on my game. You know.
Dude, I'm pretty humble. I know, like, when I play with my homies, I'll be like top frag and stuff, and I'll like, sometimes I'll clutch out. My team goes down or whatever, and I'll clutch out and kill the team. Try to pick up my boys and then get third partied. It's just like I can't breathe. Let me breathe.
I mean, that's why Apex is fun though. Like,
Yeah.
because it's like the next fight is happening right away, and it's like I like games like that where it's just like as soon as someone comes in, you're just like, oh, next fight, like switch out some armor. Here we go. And then I'm like, yo, you want some of this too? Like, you want to get clapped too? Like, you can get this too. And then you start clapping people.
Yeah.
So yeah, games like that are like my favorite. I'm like, hell yeah. Like, I can't wait to shit on some
I like the
people.
skill ceiling.
So I'm looking forward to
I
that.
definitely like.
Offbeat Crow says, watching your work thumbnail is so inspiring. I want to do environment art studies again. My digital environment skills really dwindled over the years. I mean, gotta
Some studies, bro.
do some studies, bro. If you're here watching, just sheesh. Just freaking
Just pull it up.
just pull up the Photoshop, bro. Stop playing. Like, I got no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just painting this cloud for like a freaking hour, just looking at shapes and just trying some shit out. So, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But maybe I'll start doing some stuff with rad draws, and then the next thing you know, we're doing that live. Oh, you know what? That's what I need. I need like an extra layer. Yeah, I'll probably get on later today. Like, I just gotta ride the bike a little bit because I didn't work out early today. And then I'm good. I'm Gucci.
Get those Pelly gains.
Yeah, Pelly Gains. Pelly Gains. Let's see. Yep, I'm getting it doing. But right now, I want to see exactly how you use your brush. I still have a brush pack you shared a while back during a class of yours. Yeah, you know the vibe. Though my brush set hasn't like changed actually that much. And I probably need to kind of go through and consolidate some brushes, but yeah, we'll see. You took my CGMA class, right? That's what I assume you. I'm pretty sure you took my CGMA class, and it wasn't. Was it this year or no? I think it was last year. It was last year, I think. I had a bunch of new students this year, and it's hard to keep track of everybody. Oh, power composition. Oh, okay. So you weren't CGMA. Oh, you're AAU. Dang. Then you like OG. Shoutouts to AAU. I haven't been there in God knows how long.
Ooh, the animation on that snow piece.
Oh, you're watching it?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. Dude.
I like that.
Yeah,
And you
really
got like
good.
a little bit of light glow. Oh my god.
Yeah, really good. Really solid movie, dude. I mean, actually, what's kind of funny is by the time we're done streaming, you will have watched the whole thing. You know, you can watch the whole
No,
thing.
I'm talking about your painting, dude. What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
Shared on Twitter.
Wait, what's that? What?
Dude, you're not getting it. You painted the snowy scene with the dude in the red jacket.
Oh,
That was
okay,
snowy.
yeah.
I see the animation on Twitter. It's nice.
Oh, yeah. The yeah, that piece. Yeah, so my homie's helping me out with it, and he was breaking it down, and he was like, "Yo, that's what I think it could look like," and I was like, "Bro, that would be sick." So I'm gonna talk to him this weekend about helping me out with all of them. Okay, this needs to be simplified. But yeah, I definitely need to improve like my After Effects skills just in general, you know. So. Okay. All right, not bad. Maybe I should put this one super light back here. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I can't wait to finish those, because I finished that spring one that I did, that one I was working on. I finally finished that one, you know. So
Oh yeah.
now I'm just like, okay, now I just gotta get them all kind of animated where I want them to be, and figure out how I want to present them, which should be the fun part. But yeah, dude, I really need to like get better at like After Effects. There's so many uses for it. Being able to make your stuff move, even if it's just like subtle, you know, I feel like it's like really helpful.
Yeah, when it comes to resources, I only know about Learn Square class that came out a long time ago.
You don't know about what?
Motion graphics in there. There's
Which
a.
one?
Let me find it. There's a Learn Square class on After Effects. And like this dude is like a pro at it.
Are you sure it's After Effects or it's not Cinema 4D?
It's After Effects.
Oh, it is? Huh.
Yeah, I have the class. I bought it when it came out, but I never got time to learn it. It was when I was in the mindset of like just buying up classes. Like just
hook it up, dude. Let me have this class. I'm just kidding. Yeah, right. Okay. Saying that publicly. Give me your class, bro.
No, I can't do that.
Who taught it? I'm actually curious. Who taught the class?
So it's George R. Candio E. I can't pronounce this. Here, I'll send you this page, and you can watch the trailer.
Okay. I wonder what he goes over specifically for
everything. It's like well, it's part is fundamentals in animation and stuff, but it's using Premiere, so it's a great way to learn Premiere. If I was to or not Premiere, sorry, After Effects. Okay. If I was to learn After Effects, I'd follow this course.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, I will check it out. I mean, do I really have time? Probably not, but I could definitely watch some. I mean, I always want to learn it from someone that like can do concept art, so they can know like how it applies. You know, that's kind of where I'm.
Well, if that's the thing, then you should do that.
Yeah, because I always like learning it from like the concept artist who's like he already thinks the way that I think, so they're like, this is how you would do it, or these are things that you could do. These are your daily problems that you have in concept art, and this is how this program can kind of solve it for you. You know. That's why I always like learning Blender from other concept artists, like not necessarily like a 3D artist sometimes, because then they'll know like this is a problem that you as a concept artist deal with, and this is what you can do. This will make your job easier versus like, yo, this is what I do, and check it out.
Yeah, like here's all you need to know. Like it's kind of the difference between learning how to texture by like having proper UVs and all that versus just generated textures, because for concept art it's not as important. You're gonna paint over anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to know all the stuff that's gonna like, so then eventually once you get better, then you start learning about like the really ins and outs of like an actual 3D artist. But until then, I'm kind of like, no, like I just want to learn like, how do I make this, how does this program like fit in my workflow? So I like classes that are kind of workflow based. They're like, Blender for concept artists, like After Effects for concept artists. So I like when they're very workflow based of like, this is the workflow and what you would do, and then I can take that workflow and then try to put my own spin to it or try to do my own thing.
Yeah, the way that I approach is I try to set goals of what I want out of this program, and then I try to compartmentalize the different disciplines, and then focus on those individually, and then combine them all together into a workflow for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be like sourced from many different people's approaches, but like that's at least how I learned Blender to the level I got it. Is I like spend time focusing on the modeling tools, spend time focusing on the texturing tools, on the modifiers, on the rendering engine. Just kind of took things each on their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But like someone like yourself might not. I had the luxury of time when I was doing that, so someone like yourself might not. And I definitely don't moving forward. So I have to try I have to approach things differently moving forward.
Yeah, nowadays I've definitely learned best in a class 100%, like cuz then I'm kind of forced to really like do things versus like if I just watch it at home, like because I'm so busy that I'm just like I'm not going to do it. But if I'm in a class, then chances are like an actual class, and then I can actually watch the videos sometimes at my own pace, which is nice. Then that's usually where like I get a lot more out of it. And then usually like live feedback kind of things, like that's where I normally will learn a lot, because then I can just like sometimes I just want a professional there that I can just ask a question and be like, yo, like what do I do here, like what do I do here, like what's the like how do I solve this issue. And so luckily I already have friends like that are kind of like my Discord friends, that are like my Blender gurus, that like I just message them and go, hey, like why is this not working, and they're like, oh, it's because of this and this, and I'm like, oh, sweet. So I think if anything, having someone that can be a problem solver is like really really nice. There should be like a thing for that. A class for that where like you don't really teach them anything, but you're just like a problem solver and you're just there. It's like a hotline.
1-800 help me.
Yeah, just help me. Like there should be like a service, like it's like a program service hotline. So it's like whatever program like you just like you're terrible at, like you pay the service, and then like you can just like meet up with someone, and then they'll walk you through it.
You could set up like a business where you're like, okay, like between $10 and $20 standard fee, and then whatever hourly, I'll help you with whatever you need. You have like your helper team, and they list what they're pushing at. And so if you need a Blender thing, you like message them, you're like, I need a Blender problem. And then somebody's like, oh, okay, I'm available. You pay them that standard like upfront fee, $10. You ask your question. If they fix it like in 2 seconds, they still got their $10. If it's a harder question and it takes like up to an hour, add another like 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there should be like some kind of like tip or something. Like, dude, I would seriously pay money for that. Like, I legit. If there is like for whatever like there was like an After Effects like thing, like I would, that someone that really knows it, then I would be like, yo, like I will pay you like a monthly fee just to be around in case I have questions, and then I just cancel that shit when I'm done.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting kind of service.
Someone start that up for me and make it happen for After Effects. Appreciate it. Like if you got cloud problems, don't call me. I might be able to solve it, but like probably not.
What?
You got a cloud problem, you just you're trying to paint a cloud and you can't figure it out, or a composition problem. Like maybe you can call me and maybe I'll be able to figure it out. But yeah, if a Photoshop issue, all right, you don't know how to use Photoshop or some shit like that, and you're just having problems, like you just call me up and I'm like, bruh, you do it this way, and they're like, oh, thank you.
Like click on the setting. All right,
Yeah, click on this setting. Use this
I
brush.
literally did that the other day.
What's up?
I literally did that the other day. My friend Steven was doing some work. And he was like so frustrated. He's like, "Why is my brush tapering?" Ah, he was raging. He was like, like, hey dummy, you gotta click off shape dynamics on your brush, like that simple." And he was like, "Oh my god, that's it. Oh, thank you so much."
Yeah, dude.
You know, I'm sitting here like that. Took 2 seconds for me to figure out. Like,
I mean,
people just don't know.
Sometimes you just be like in your own feelings, and you just you think you've tried everything, and then some guys like, yo, like, do that, and you're like, god damn it, like, why didn't I think of that? And you just feel stupid. So yeah, I would definitely pay money, like, if someone were to create a service like that was just like, we'll just be around, and whenever you need someone, like, we'll help you with whatever issues you have. And then yeah, you pay per week or something like that, or yeah, you just pay for 2 weeks, and if you don't like it, then just cancel. Because yeah, there's definitely so many times where, like, maybe I want to learn a program, or I want to do something, or like I'm following a tutorial, then I'm like, yo, why isn't this working, right? And then someone's like, oh, I don't know, and then I gotta like wait for like Ricardo or Kevin to go online, and I'm like, yo, help me, There'd have to be a way to get like certified, though. That would be the most important thing. And then
Actually, now I think about it, I think Unreal has this.
Oh yeah, other companies have this. Like when I was working on icons, we worked in Unity, and because like Unity was like weird for that kind of stuff, they would send over like their Unity specialists, and then that was like a big deal because they're so expensive, like hourly. And so they sent their team over and was like, yeah, like our job is to make sure that like, you're using the program like effectively and you don't have any issues, because it's in their best interest to have like people making games on their platform, so they want that to be as like easy as possible, so they don't want people to have the reputation of like, oh, this program sucks, like I can't do anything. So they're like really, really helpful, so they're like, yo, like, what do you need? We'll send like people for like 2 hours, and then we'll help you out. But ironically, like when they got there, they were just like, yeah, just get the new update. And we're like, that doesn't help us. Because like we had to work on like this older version for like I forget the reason why, but like we couldn't upgrade because of the tools that were currently like.
It's probably like an add-on or something.
Yeah, there were a couple of really specific icons related things that we couldn't upload to, because it would have been too much of an issue to switch everything over. So we're like, we have to use like this version. And yeah, like every time they're like, oh, I don't know, that's weird. Just download the update. Like just update to the new one. And I'm like, you guys don't know shit. So yeah, they were completely useless in that regard. But again, it's like what we were doing was so unique anyway. It's like I doubt they would have had answers anyway. But yeah, have like a person for Unity or like Unreal, like that would have been awesome. All right.
Mhm.
Let's see here. Okay, we're good. Nothing in the message.
By the way, do you know? Does anybody come to mind when? How do I word this? Do you know of any examples of production art where they're like doing stuff over 3D and all that for a project that's maybe not sci-fi? Because I've been trying to find examples, and pretty much everything I'm finding is usually like over stuff for sci-fi games. They just like add panels on everything.
Yeah, the good old ad panels. I think How to Train Your Dragon or like DreamWorks has a lot of that stuff because theirs was like they have a lot of paint over stuff, but it's not sci-fi though. It's like fantasy. Animation, I think, is probably where you wanna like look in general. But I mean, it's the same thing though. That's the only thing. It's like it doesn't matter what sci-fi or not. It's the same.
I put the sci-fi in the folder. I just wanted to see if there were other.
Gotcha.
I want to see how people approach it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, the approach is pretty much the same in my opinion. Like whether it's sci-fi or whatever, what's important is that they're giving you a 3D block out and then you're just painting over it. But yeah, animation, you'll probably find some really good examples of people having a problem solve for that. And theirs is usually like color based. It's like here's this this geometry and we want to know like how does it look. But yeah, those ones are a little bit harder in my opinion than almost in sci-fi sometimes.
I feel like if you have, it's probably maybe ignorant to say, but I feel like if your IP is sci-fi and you're doing something like that, like you can just add like panels and greebles and details in the right kind of proportions.
Yeah, normally you'll have like certain shapes that you can just keep using, like your go-to, like I'll just keep using this little cut line or whatever, and you just keep throwing it everywhere. Yeah, that totally happens. But yeah, I would say sci-fi is easier when the style is already kind of set. If it's not set, then it's like, yeah, it's a bitch, like for sure. But once you know the shape language and like all the shapes that are kind of like working, because they all have to kind of like be very sci-fi is hard to do, but once you have it set up, it's like it's very easy to kind of like make a level because you can just reuse the same pieces and just break it down versus like things that are kind of organic, like organic fantasy. You don't always have that luxury to do that.
Wall or like a building indication. Like, can you extrude out? Can you inset? Like,
oh yeah, it really normally you'll get like the list of like no-nos, so like every time this will happen where like your job is kind of see how far you can push things before they're like, no, you can't do that. So normally you'll be given a list of things like this is what can change, this is what's open for interpretation, this is like what's kind of set in stone. So then you kind of have to just work your way around that.
okay.
So yeah, but normally in your case, like because you're trying to show that you can, listen, you probably want to be as close as possible. But yeah, breaking stuff up a little bit is pretty fine. I just wouldn't go like too crazy with it,
Yeah, like don't add like a wall or a building where it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, don't create like a crazy change in the geometry. So think of it kind of like normal mapping, where someone goes, oh, I can make a normal map of that, and then that should be fine. But then if you're like straight adding like extra shit, and it's a lot of extra shit, then it's like, okay, then maybe not. So all within reasonable, like be reasonable with it.
How about not necessarily okay? How about like changing? this is new territory, so I'm trying to think of how to word these. Um, so I consider, maybe I'm thinking about this right or wrong, but I consider when you get a block out, it's like this is the play space, this is where geometry is, this is where maybe a door is that needs to exist later once we've designed this space, and you're designing it. But more importantly, like if there's a building here or there's a wall here, the player can't go here. And so whatever you design has to make the player understand they can't go into this. They'll be walking into a wall, walking into a building. So
yes,
is that correct?
yes. A lot of times you'll work with the level designer, and the level designer will tell you like where the player has to go and where the player can't go. And so yeah, a lot of your designs will be based on that. Like this will lead the player this way, or this won't lead the player this way, or you know what I mean. So yeah, a lot of that will be kind of be explained to you, so then you don't have to necessarily worry about it. But sometimes too, you can go a little bit above and beyond. You can add certain ideas, and sometimes they can kind of roll with them. They could be like, oh, this idea is actually really, really cool. I didn't think about this, and then they change it a little bit. So sometimes it can also be a kind of an iterative process where you're both are kind of working together, to kind of achieve like a certain goal, you know. So that's always fun too, when like it's kind of iterative. Like I've been on some situations where like something that I did wasn't part of the plan at all, but then they go back to the team and they're like, yo, Kalen did this, and we thought it was a really cool idea. I think we should try to explore it, you know. So that can happen too. But I think the biggest thing is like you can change things, but I think as long as the proportions are kind of like somewhat similar, I don't think people really care. Usually designers really care, because they just want you to kind of like just make it look pretty, you know. Like here are these ugly gray boxes, like what can it be? And your job is to explore that, and then once they kind of set on it, then you figure out like a lot more exact details. So that's kind of how I break it down if I were thinking about it. But yeah, but the problem with that obviously for you is that because you don't have a level designer, you know, you're gonna have to kind of just make up those interactions on your own and kind of just do cool stuff in general.
Yeah, I'm honestly not that worried. I just want to like know, I guess, what to expect and like what's the mindset I need to be in, things like that. Kind of understand just what I expect.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've done this stuff, right? Like, so just picking your brain a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of it that's a lot of it is soft skills. Like it's just constantly kind of talking to your, you know, your teammate and just being like, yo, like what do you need, you know, and like how do you want it, like how do you want this information conveyed to you. And it's like, oh, well, can you break down this, like can you break down that, you know, and like I'm thinking this, and then, you know, I go, hey, like you put this here, like why did you put that there, like what was your thought process, I'm just curious. And I go, oh, I put it here because of this and this, and you go, okay, cool. And then you go, oh, you know, here's this, but you know, I was thinking maybe you could also try this, you know. And so yeah, like you kind of, there's a little bit of collaboration, and just the more you have good like soft skills, you know, like social skills, the more you can like find common ground with your coworkers, and then you can like work together, you know. So to me, that's probably the funnest part about it, is when you get to like, you both like are working towards something and you're both excited about it, and you know what you're doing is inspiring the other person, and then the result of it is like something that's like really cool, you know. So that's like one of my favorite things, is when you can make each other better.
Yeah.
And that doesn't always happen, but when you can, definitely cherish it. It's really fun.
Have you ever done those like FZD style, like cutaway?
Cross sections?
3/4 stuff? Yeah. You ever done that?
Yeah, I've done a few of those back in the day. I don't think I had anything recent, but yeah, they're called cross sections.
Cross sections. Okay.
Yeah, there's actually like a Star Wars book called Cross Sections, and it's all about that. Like, it's the idea that you're taking like something and you cut it, you slice it off, and then you can see what's inside of it, and then it's all those kind of crazy things. It's called a cross section.
Oh, I found the book. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about like what's inside like the actual, ships and stuff, and you can see it. So yeah, it's like a slice of life, or yeah, cross section. Cross sections are fun to do actually when you like break it down, because like then you can really get into like the nitty gritty of stuff, and it's really cool when it's done well, because then someone's like, oh shit, like check this out, like they really broke it down. So
Yeah, I was wondering how important having that skill is. I've asked a few friends, and they said that people don't do that these days.
they don't, but it is cool to see. Like it is cool to show. Like can't hurt. That's all I gotta say. But would I prioritize it? Probably not. Not really. But it is. It's badass though when you see someone that does it nicely.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, it definitely can't hurt. Let's put it that way. I don't think someone looks at it and be like, "What? He does cross sections? Fired." That's so like 2000 whatever. What a noob. Fired. No, they'll be like, "Yo, it's tight." Like anytime you can kind of like flex, be like, "Yo, check this out." Like I didn't have to do this, but I did it anyway because I'm tight. That's always a good vibe to have. When you can cross sections, to me is kind of like art. It's like art flexing. It's like I didn't have to do this, but I did it anyway because it's cool. Okay. Oh shit, this is kind of coming together. Let me save. So I might f this up. So ironically, it's like we have less viewers but more interaction, which I'm all for. I don't want no fake.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
I don't want no
That
fake
is an
friends,
interesting case. Excuse me.
No, I hear you on that. I hear you on that. What's my wife watching? It sounds so intense. I think she's watching like Handmaid's Tale or something.
My mom's seen that show.
It's a good show. Really good show. It's crazy. It's crazy shit, man.
Yeah, that's the one where like they go back to misogyny or something.
Yeah, pretty much like the world, I think it's like a virus or something that happens. The world goes in chaos. And so because of that, they go back to like the Puritan days where they have like handmaids, and they're pretty much like tasked with the idea of like repopulating the earth. And so yeah, so then they're pretty much like women slaves, and people have sex with them, and then they're like treated as like prized possessions because they're the ones that are like that can have children. And so it becomes like this huge like it's because someone like read the Bible or something like that, and then they went towards that. So when the world went into chaos, they're like, oh, we got to get back to God. And so then it gets into this weird like super Puritan like midwife kind of thing where like, yeah, you're pretty much like a slave, and you can't leave either. And so it's like a military tyrannical government. And so yeah, so if you're a woman, you're pretty much born into it, like you can't get out of it. And the only thing you can do is like graduate to like be like the wife or whatever, of one of these guys. And like, they're trying to say it's like, oh, it's because of God or whatever, like God told me to do this, but then you can tell people it's full of shit. And so it's about this person that during like the fallout of the earth becomes like a handmaid, and then she's like trying to fight back and like start a revolution. And so then like, yeah, like you pretty much are like doing your job, and then a dude can just come up and just like have their way with you, and then take the kid, and that's it. Like you don't get to see your kid. So it's like really messed up stuff. But like the way it's like really well written though. It's actually a book too. The book is really good. But the show's pretty crazy too. It's like super intense. In terms for like women, in terms of like, and it definitely has a lot of like a lot of things that you're like, oh, women kind of go through this now, but not as crazy, you know.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of correlations that I think that's why it's so popular, because it's definitely like it's one of those things too where you're like, this shit could definitely probably happen too. You're like this. Of course, Canada is a safe haven in that show too. Like people that can make it to Canada are the ones that are like that can be saved. But I'm pretty sure it's like a virus, though. I'm pretty sure it's a virus that like messes up the world. Okay. Another good one actually that I'm watching is Mighty Ducks, dude. You ever watch the movies?
Isn't that the? Wait, am I tripping, or is that the one?
Hockey.
With the like literal ducks,
No,
like cartoon ducks?
no, that's DuckTales. What the fuck? What?
Oh, Ducktales.
My guy, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay. Yeah, I'm talking about
It's called
Mighty Ducks, the hockey. You know,
Yeah, I know they're both hockey.
DuckTales is not hockey. What?
No, there's a dude. I swear, there's like a cartoon ducks hockey. Hold on.
Tell no one.
I'm gonna find this. Yeah. What the heck? What is this show? I found a picture. Here, I'll put it in the chat.
What did you find? What have you
Whatever
done?
this is.
Hold on. This man, most obscure shit.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks. That's what it's called. Disney's Mighty Ducks.
Oh, you're talking about
Yeah,
okay,
who you coming at, dude?
dude. That was
right.
like one season, dude, and it was like they were like superheroes. Oh my
Was I
god,
right?
you brought up the most
I
obscure
right,
shit.
though?
That shit had like one season, dude. Like, what
That's
do you?
what I know.
Why did you bring that up? That's so random.
It's called Mighty Ducks. You said Mighty Ducks.
When you say Mighty Ducks, no one thinks about the animation. I'm telling you.
That's
That.
what I think about.
You're so...
Then what's the real one?
The one with Emilio Estevez? What are you talking about? Like what?
Whatever, Caleb. You don't know Mighty Ducks.
What the? You don't know Mighty Ducks, motherfucker. It had one season. It literally had one season, and they were superheroes. That was a thing. Like it was cool.
Dude. You don't even know what Mighty Ducks is.
Dude, I know this because they were superheroes on the side. That was the thing. They played hockey, but then they were also superheroes. Like look at my screen.
Dude, look how big that guy is in the back.
Yeah,
He's a big dude.
that was a thing. Is there? Look at. I'll even go back here, dude. Watch. How many episodes? 26 episodes, one season, and then it totally went away. Now watch. If I type in Mighty Ducks, the regular Mighty Ducks, there you go. Emilio Estevez. That's what shows up. These guys.
What came out first?
The movie, bro.
All right.
This came out in 1992. All right, animated series.
92.
This came out in 1997.
So the cartoon was first.
No. 92 came out of the movie. The movie's 92.
Oh, the movie's 92. Okay.
Yes. Animated series 97. And the only reason it came out was because of the movie was so popular. On the icy planet of Puck World. Half human, half duck race.
Disney property?
It's a Disney property, yes. But again, it's one season. It came out one time and it was like everyone's like, what the hell is this? And they were just banking off the Mighty Ducks franchise. Mighty Ducks like has like a bunch of them. Like the Mighty Ducks franchise has like 5 movies based off of it.
What's up, Bench?
So I don't know what you're talking about. Mighty Ducks, bro. Anyways, there's a new movie, a new series out on Disney Plus, and it's pretty much taking place, and they're all older.
Oh, really? Ooh, I'll
Yes, so
check that out.
it's this right here. Like those are all the people from the show, and they're all older. So Emilio is older. Like
Okay, they're getting the Cobra Kai treatment.
it's pretty much Cobra Kai. Yes. So pretty much like, if you ever watched like the movies, right? The first one was he was a lawyer, right? And he became a hockey coach, and everyone hated him, and ended up doing well. And then eventually, the second one, they actually said that they competed for the national team because they were so good. And then the third one was they went to college, and then he actually wasn't even a part of it really. They started playing for a college coach, like a famous college coach, and then Emilio was there for a part of it. And then this is kind of like after all the aftermath of all that stuff. And so of course Emilio Estevez in this series, he like hates hockey. He like hates it. He doesn't want to play it anymore. Like, and then trying to
Just
figure
like
out
homie hated karate.
what's up.
I think Dan, or whoever, he didn't like karate when that show started. Cobra Kai.
Yeah, exactly. So like there's stuff that's happened, and of course like the Midas organization has become like super sweat, super try hard. So they're not about like youth development. It's all about winning. And so now he doesn't have anything to do with My Ducks. Like he hates the organization, and they kind of like pushed him out too, because they didn't want him anymore. And so now it's like this like super like rich organization that like you can only really like afford to like play for them if you have money. You know what I mean? And so
So the soul.
yeah, so the soul of what the Mighty Ducks represented is like totally lost, and so he's kind of like this like recluse, and he owns like an ice rink that was given to him by Jans, the guy in the first movie, and he just lives his life like in isolation, and no one knows who he is. Like everyone kind of forgot that he's like this famous like player slash coach, and eventually this kid finds him and needs a coach, and that's kind of how it starts off, essentially.
That's almost exactly Cobra Kai.
Yeah, it's Cobra Kai for sure, but it's actually really really good. Like how they're introducing characters, and like the overall story element of it. It's pretty cool. Like it really does touch on like youth sports and how like insane that shit is sometimes. Like how insane it is to like put that much pressure on kids at such like a young age to like be like D1 D2, and if you're not, then like you're not worth like coaching and stuff. And also then like how it's like super expensive, how it's like if you're not super rich, you can't afford like these tournaments, you can't afford the extra training. It's like it's pretty spot on actually, of stuff that like I went through as like as an athlete.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like if you wanted extra training, you had to have money. Soccer in America is a very like rich sport. Like it's if you have the money to get the training, then you can do all that stuff. But like anything, if you're not like ODP by the time you're like 13, 14, 15, which is Olympic development training, then no one wants to like have anything to do with you. Like you can play club and then play college, but even then it's like if you're not like at that certain level by that age, you're not going to get developed. People won't invest time into you.
Damn, that's really ruthless.
Well, you have to, just because you have to start like at a very early age, right? That's how academies work, like soccer academies. Like Messi was started when he was like 8 or 9. Like he went to the Barcelona academy when he was super super young. And that's what it is. Like you're looking for the next Messi, so you're just like, yo, you have to get started now. If you don't, then you'll get left behind. And so
The tough part is he doesn't know if that's really what they want.
exactly, because you're a kid, you don't really know if that's what you want to do. I didn't know that's what I wanted to do professionally or not. Even when I did a little bit of ODP training when I was a kid, like, so that's where it's like you have to. It's really really hard. It's a lot of pressure on a kid, and then on top of that too, there's so much like investment you have to do. And so you're putting all this pressure on these kids to like get scholarships and to like go D1, and there's no guarantee that half of them will even become like a professional player. Like a lot of it's almost half chance too anyway, and so it's like it's no longer
Bro.
fun. Like like youth sports used to be like, you know, for fun, but now it's like you're playing competitively like at age 10, you know, and you're setting yourself up for that. So like for example,
You know
like
about
I train with a kid who's like 13,
okay.
and he trains with MLS Academy, you know, and he's 13 years old and he's playing. He's going to all these camps and stuff like that, and it's like super intense. It's like really like the amount of soccer he's playing and the amount of individual training he does on the side. It's like his life is pretty much soccer. Like he's trying to be a professional player and he's really good. But if you don't do that by the time, you know, if you're not where he is by the time you're 15, it's like there's no hope for you. Like teams, no one will ever give you the time of day. And so he's putting, and his parents are like investing all this money into him too. So it's like he has to kind of like, you know, show out. So it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, make it worth it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the dad is driving to like all these practices and stuff, and it's like it's really hard. It's definitely hard in a family. Like it takes a village for sure. And so yeah, it breaks down a lot of that kind of stuff of like why youth sports kind of like doesn't like it should be more about developing kids. And again, it's like, and it's funny too because like there's all these kids in the show that are like, yeah, like I like hockey, but like but because I'm not like a D1, you know, competitive player, like I can't find a team to play on because all the teams are like competitive, you know. It's all sweats, so there's no place for me to like practice or learn, and that kind of
Sweats with money,
sports.
like you said. Yeah.
So yeah,
You know about Najee Houston?
who's that?
He's the best skateboarder in the world. Young guy. Same thing. His dad was a skater and taught his kids to skate. Najee's the only one that like really made something out of it. And just, you know, he lived a Rastafarian life, vegan, strict training sessions, was winning competitions by the age of like I think it was like 6. Got sponsored by Element at like either 6 or 8. Was having video parts, like fast tracked career into being the best skateboarder in the world, and kind of ended up kind of having a bad relationship with his dad because of how intense his dad was about trying to make him the best.
Yeah.
They had a little bit of a falling out. I think he's at this point, like he's come around. He probably still loves his dad. Maybe has a relationship now. But I remember for a couple of years, like they weren't talking. They had beef. It was like it hurt his feelings.
Oh yeah.
But what his dad wanted happened. He is the best skateboarder in the world now. He's gonna be in the Olympics and shit, most likely.
Mm-hmm. And so it's one of those things where it's hard because as a parent you have to push your kid to like be the best, but at the same time, right? They're just like, I just want a dad. But then it's like if you want to succeed, this is what you have to do. So a lot of times, when you're a kid, you can't see the bigger picture, and it's one of those things where like, you know, are you going to resent your father later on? You know, like my sister resents my mother for that same thing. My sister was an Olympic gymnast, you know, and
oh wow,
yeah, so she did all the traveling. She would travel to Europe and stuff for competitions. She got and you know, drive her all the time to all of her meets and all of her training, you know, because gymnastics is like really time demanding, you know. And my sister kind of resents my mom for it because she was like, she kind of missed out on like, you know, like childhood shit a lot because she was always like training. But at the same time, like we're poor, right? So it also gave her a full ride scholarship to Berkeley, you know?
oh wow.
You know what I mean? So it's like you can resent mom, and I talked about this before, and I'm like, yeah, you can kind of resent mom, and like, and so that's why she won't put her kid in sports, you know? And it's like, and I'm like, yeah, your kid needs to be in sports because the kid is like weird and like doesn't understand like how to interact with people, so he needs to be in sports, and then they don't want to do it, you know, because she's afraid that it's like gonna end up what it is there, and I'm like, you know, yes, like mom pushed you hard, and like, yeah, we put up a lot of expectations on you, but it gave you a future, you know. Like there was no way we could ever afford to send her to college, like a single black mom.
Well, I mean,
you know,
your first statement, well, there's that, but then your first statement alone, like you're saying, you're saying the kid needs to socialize. which
Yeah.
like there's no expectations on that rather than just like going and participating. So, and since she knows how those expectations made her feel, she can put her kid into sports and like just not add those expectations on it. The only expectation is that you just go, show up, and make friends,
Yeah.
learn how
And
to socialize.
so, yeah, I think she's, and so a lot of parents get afraid the kid's gonna get hurt or whatever, you know. And it's like, yeah, like
My mom felt
we for
forgotten.
sure pushed, we for sure she for sure got pushed really hard, a lot of expectations. But then,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like she got opportunities that a lot of people would dream to have in terms of like colleges, like the ability to go to college, you know, for relatively nothing, you know, like is awesome. Like that's the, I never had that opportunity. Like I never got offered full rides and stuff like that. So it's just kind of like you can complain, but also look at the life that you got that you know
Mm.
that no one else would you probably wouldn't have had we had not done that. So it's one of those. It's I don't know. It's I can kind of see both sides of it, but I usually look at it as kind of like you're being a wuss. Like you're being a brittle spirit. Like fucking relax. Like
Yeah.
and so
Well, in your own parenting, like I said, like you don't have to do the same thing.
yeah.
You know? Like if that's what you care about, like you just don't do that to your kid.
Yeah, I mean, if
But
I had a kid, I
you
would
can
just
put
say
them in
like,
a
"Yo,
sport.
like if you want to do this, then like, yeah, we'll do it. But just know that this is what it's gonna be like, and you have to be ready for this. And if you want to quit, then that's fine. But like, if we do it, just know that like we're going full sweat, and we're gonna get you to that level as long as that's what you want. And then if you don't want that, then we gotta talk about it. But like that's where you just gotta be honest. And I think sometimes people are just not honest with it, not honest with their kids. But yeah, I think the Mighty Ducks, like the movie, the show so far, kind of touches on that a little bit of like just that overall pressure of like college and all this other stuff, and these kids are just like, what? Like I'm just trying to be a kid, dude. And the parents and every parent, you know, wants their kid, thinks their kid is like the next Messi, and they're not. And so there's that too. Like it's kind of crazy. What time is it? How much time do we have?
It's like
Oh,
7:30.
oh shit! We've already passed the time. Okay, well we're almost done then. Let's just go for another like 5 minutes and then we're good. Like we already passed 1:30.
Alright.
Hell yeah! This painting's actually not bad.
Uh,
This is like kind of a random painting out of color, but like, sheesh. I mean, sheesh. Sheesh.
I'm happy. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a cool painting. I kind of dig it.
Carl says, "Love the colors."
Yeah, I appreciate it, Carl. I think we haven't missed anybody. Have we missed anybody? I don't think. This fucker over here talking about the animated Mighty Ducks that wasn't even on planet Earth.
Who said that?
You. Like
Oh, no, okay, yeah.
it was on Pluck World. Puck World.
That's the one in the chat was trying to call me out. Well, you trying to beef?
This guy, oh, Mighty Ducks. Oh, the animated series, the one episode, the one season of Puck World. I mean, to be honest, the designs are actually pretty lit. I'm not gonna lie.
It was a cool show, dude. I really liked it.
No, it was definitely a cool show. It's just funny that that's what you thought of. It was like this one off thing that was built off of the fact that Mighty Ducks was so popular that they made this like sci-fi show, and
Well, also think about the timing, right? You said the animated came out in 1997. I was born in 94. The OG movie came out in 92. I wasn't even born yet. So,
yeah, but that means also too that like so Mighty Ducks 2, when did that come out? Mighty Ducks 2 came out in 94. So that means that 2 movies came out before the animated series came out. And then D3, Mighty Ducks 3. Yeah, so 3 of them came out before that even happened, bro.
whatever, man.
So like a trilogy happened before a fucking trilogy happened.
When I was a kid, I watched cartoons. All right, Mighty Ducks is a cartoon to me. It was great. It was a fun cartoon.
Yeah, so Mighty Ducks 2 was the USA one, and then Mighty Ducks 3.
A lot of,
What was Mighty Ducks 3 about? Were they in college by then? No, so I guess they went back to USA. Yeah, so I guess they went back to USA. Did USA shit. And then Mighty Ducks 4. D4, the Mighty Ducks, the comeback. Yeah, so then I think Mighty Ducks 4 is when they went to college. And that's where it like got all serious. Or no, is that Mighty Ducks 3? No, Mighty Ducks, okay, yeah, Mighty Ducks 3 is when they go to college. So yeah, that's pretty, yeah, that's a good old, it's a good movie, man. It's good stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I find some time, I'll definitely check out what's going on with all that.
Yeah, but I actually kind of want to watch. I bet you it's on Disney Plus. I think it's on Disney Plus. You think the Mighty Ducks animated series?
Oh, I'm positive. I'm sure it's there.
Yeah, the character designs are lit. Someone should bring that shit back. Huh. I mean, it was cool, like the fact that they were like these hockey players / superheroes and stuff. Like that was pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Well, I finished a random image that makes no freaking sense, except for it just being random ass colors. But you know, it's cool. It's a vibe. I'm gonna roll with it, and yeah, we'll sign it off. So yeah, let's look at that. We have like 3 little thumbnails, and we're vibing. We're definitely vibing. So yeah, I could probably finish the next ones up like later, but cool. All right, so let's see here. Thank you all for coming through. I really appreciate it. Oh, we have 29 people in the chat now. Damn, everyone came through right when we're dipping.
Oh, they were here. I saw probably like 30 minutes ago. Adobe hosted.
Oh, Adobe hosted. Is that what happens?
Yeah, they call all that Mighty Duck.
Right when we were just, someone probably came in and I'm just cussing you out about Mighty Ducks, and they're like, "What the?" and they just left.
No, they sat back down, dude.
They sat back down. They're like, "Yo, the animated series." They're like, "Dude, I forgot about that one." I'm gonna go upstairs and ask my wife, be like, "Hey, remember Mighty Ducks animated series?" And she's gonna be like, "The fuck are you talking about?" I'm gonna be like, "Dude."
She knows.
All right, we're gonna next week we're gonna do a Mighty Ducks like environment animated series.
Oh,
we're gonna redesign Puck World. It's called Puck World, I think. I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna Puck World. We're gonna redesign some of the stuff in Puck World. How about
I'm
that?
looking forward to seeing that.
Dude, actually, some of these designs are pretty lit. Look at that.
Might kill it.
Yeah, dude. If I type in Puck World, Mighty Ducks Puck World.
Yeah, I'll type it up too.
Mighty Ducks Puck World. Yo, dude. I might. Yeah, look at that. Look at these ones. Look at that little place. We're gonna redesign Puck World, dog. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should make a video game after that. That'd be dope. All right. Next week, guys. We're bringing back Puck World, man. What y'all know about Puck World? Put that in the portfolio. Get hired immediately. All right. For sure. Okay. Well, guys, thank y'all for coming through and kicking it with us, hanging. Thank you for all the kind words. I think everyone's in the other chat. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Cool. Yeah, so I will see you guys possibly Thursday or something. Thursday or Friday. We'll probably go again, and then we'll go from there. But in the meantime...